All right, here we are again. We are going to do a Gen 4 tier list, but instead of starting from scratch with all the Gens 1 through 4, we are going to use this Generation 1 through 3 tier list that we did, but we're just going to make the edits with these Pokemon based on Gen 4 changes with the
hmm
physical and special splits. And then we're just going to carry over to this one and
Right.
fill in this one with the new Gen 4 Pokemon.
Just a little
So,
update. Do you want to explain
yeah.
before we start what you mean by physical special splits?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So in Gen 3 and before, so Gens 1, 2, and 3, all like, so special moves like were according to type of the move. So all fire, electric, grass, psychic, ice, um, you said water, uh,
Just all
dark,
the moves, yeah.
dark were all special moves, and all normal, ground, rock, flying, bug, fighting, ghost, uh, I think that might be it. We're all steel. We're all physical moves. But now in Gen 4, they Game Freak actually changed it so that you could have a physical dark type. So basically it means so like for example, you could have a ghost type that's not a physical attacker. So we'll make the first change, or do you want to make this change later, Michael?
No, no, we can do it
With
first just to
all
explain.
right. All right.
It is on
So,
it
for
is on the
example,
thumbnail, you know.
Gengar on Gens 1 through 3 is tragic because he's got an extremely high special attack, extremely high speed, but he's a ghost type, and all ghost moves are physical. But
Mhm.
now in Gen 4, Shadow Ball is a special move. So that means that Gengar is going to just get thrown right up in here. He's going
Yeah.
to get thrown up in here probably right before Alakazam. Yeah, I think that's pretty
hmm
solid. He might even be in front of Alakazam because he's
I'd put him in
just
front.
yeah, yeah. Just because normal types don't affect him and
All
fighting
right.
types don't affect him.
And so since we
Um,
brought one up, we should bring one down.
right. So the first one that comes to mind here is Snorlax. So the reason Snorlax is in here is because in Gen 3, Snore is a physical move. So Snorlax can use Belly Drum, and then he can use Rest. And then while he's asleep using Rest, he can use max +6 attack Snore and just one shot everything. And if he takes any damage, he can just rest again, keep using Snore. It's completely broken. But now in Gen 4 and beyond, Snore is a special move.
hmm
So Gengar is probably going to get thrown down a notch. He's still
You mean
good. You just
Snorlax?
can't. Or sorry, yeah, Snorlax. Um, he's still good, but he's not broken.
Right.
He's basically like a Tauros, but he's slower. He doesn't have Intimidate, so
hmm
he's
He's more in
probably
line
around.
with the Ursa ring.
Yeah, yeah, true. He still has Belly Drum though, so
Dude, my opinion of Zangoose after using him shot
uh-huh.
up. I mean, the strat's just insane.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he learned Swords Dance really early, but he's still not bulky enough to like
Yeah, I know.
keep up like a setup. These are all still good to
Yeah.
go. These are all relevant S's. And then, yeah, I mean, yeah, they're pretty relevant. Salamence is gonna get thrown up because now like Crunch is a physical move.
hmm
He's got all of Dragon, he's got his physical Dragon type moves. Oh, that was another example I didn't say. All Dragon type moves were special in Gen 3, but now you've got like Dragon Claw, which is a physical move. So Salamence is gonna get thrown up here, probably right before Zapdos, maybe in front of Zapdos, actually. Same with Dragonite. Dragonite's going to get thrown up into the S tier, but probably just a little bit before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in front of Militic, before Zapdos. These are all still relevant. Yeah, these don't have to change too much. Sceptile. So one went up. Sceptile is not good anymore because Leaf Blade is a physical move. So Sceptile is going to get thrown down right back here. Yeah, he's pretty much
Not as good. Not as good.
actually he's still better than Meganium now, so we'll put him there.
Sharp draw
No,
for the
Wobbuffet, Gem, S tier Pokemon
still.
if you're fighting against it, garbage if you're using it, but
Wow, if it's
that
just like the
Pokemon's
base
not for
S
being
tier.
used. That Pokemon is just meant to be a raid boss that you have to just figure out how to kill without losing any Pokemon. Kingdra is still pretty much top of A tier. It doesn't really change too much. Flygon is a little bit better, but not really. Flygon can stay. Marowak can stay. He's Sharpedo's probably gonna go
Bring it
down.
down.
Yeah. It's not as good as it is, and it's not even anywhere remotely close to me. He's gonna just go down here somewhere. Oh, and this one's obvious, but this might actually be the last change because I don't really see anything relevant. Yeah. Oh, Sneasel. Yeah, Sneasel's not D tier anymore. Sneasel because he's an Ice and Dark, which he's a physical attacker, Ice and Dark type, which in Gen 3 makes him garbage. But in Gen
Put him in
4,
the B tier. Yeah.
he definitely is very good. And his evolve form is really very good. But
Mm-hmm.
we're just talking Sneasel, so we'll just throw him somewhere in the B tier. He's kind of like here-ish. Yeah. Yeah, we'll just
All
put him
right.
there.
Who's
He
this?
he
Who's
gets
this
better.
obvious
That's the only
person
point.
that you're talking about?
This
Oh,
Pokemon
that
right here.
one.
Yeah, he's going right up in here. He's honestly completely broken. He has one weakness, four times a weakness, but it's easy to play around as long as you have a ground type in your party. He's got Intimidate. He's completely broken. He's got Ice Fang, which is a physical move. He's got like all of his special moves back in Gen 3 are now physical moves. Waterfall, Aqua Tail, etc. So he's
Mm-hmm.
borderline.
He's broken. It's just
Yeah, he's better than all these Pokemon except for these three. Actually, Jirachi's not even that good. I don't know why Jirachi's up here. Jirachi's like just a better version of Blissey and Clefable.
that seems fine.
Yeah, and I think that's it, right? There's nothing
Yeah.
really important. There's nothing super crucial, I'd say. I mean, Crawdaunt might be a little bit better because it's, he can just get thrown up here somewhere. He's like B tier status because he's got his physical water moves, his physical dark type moves. Absol, another example, pretty good Mon. Can definitely get thrown up here somewhere near Sharpedo. And that's pretty much it, I'd
All
say,
right.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
and
Well,
Hitmonchan can go up because he's got his physical Fire
yeah.
Punch now is physical, Thunder Punch is physical. So
Thunder
where's
Punch
Hitmonlee?
is
Hitmonlee is here. He's now better than Hitmonlee a little bit. He's actually better than Hitmontop, in my opinion, because he's got so much coverage with the three elemental punches.
that's pretty good for
Um,
updates then.
yeah, and I think that's it. No, oh, and Scissor. Scissor's going up
Oh yeah.
because he has better access to moves now. So
Gotcha.
he doesn't have to go up that far, but he can just get slotted right up in here somewhere. Oh, and then
Yeah.
Dustops. Dustops is still pretty much exactly where he needs to be, but I definitely overestimated him from Gen 3 because
Mm-hmm.
I said that Dusclops is A tier because of Eviolite, but Eviolite didn't exist in Gen 3.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. But now that Dusclops can evolve in Gen 4, Eviolite can get applied, which makes him in the A tier. So,
Yeah.
yeah. That was just a corrected mistake that I made from the
All
last
right.
tier list. All right, should we slide over to the Gen 4 tier list?
Let's do it.
All
See what
right.
we got. Oh, should we
So we got
add a tier for what do you call it
what?
for
Double,
non-evolved?
triple?
Okay, just
No,
one more.
we're just not gonna put him in.
Okay, okay, I got you.
Yeah. Okay,
Let's
so
start it out.
all right, Torterra. Pretty good. I mean, Earthquake super early, which is really good. He learns Curse too, which is absurdly good.
Hmm.
He's actually really freaking good. I might change him, but I think he's actually the best starter in Gen
Yeah,
4
I think
because
most
of
people think that.
Curse and Earthquake and Razor Leaf. He doesn't learn Leaf Blade, but if you curse enough times, Razor Leaf is super broken. And he
Yeah.
does learn like whatever. I think there's a physical grass move that's really strong that he might learn. Like I don't know if
Mm,
Frenzied Tree is physical or not, but whatever.
yeah.
Um, honestly,
Infernape.
you don't even use this Pokemon for the grass moves. You just use him for Curse and Earthquake.
Yeah.
Infernape's pretty good. He's not as good as Torterra, but he's a fast fighting and fire type, which is pretty uncommon. I mean, people always make the memes about how fire types are uncommon in Gen 4, or not Gen 4, but Diamond and Pearl, and they are. But in the case of randomized soul locks, you'd still be perfectly happy to get this guy on your team.
Hmm.
So he's either we'll just keep him below Torterra for now.
Yeah.
And Polion, I think, even though its typing is really good.
Yeah, we'll throw him in the A tier. Yeah.
He's actually in front of Infernape, even though,
He was my starter when I played the games.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that seems about right. Okay,
Best bird.
and
Best bird.
yeah, the best regional bird of all time. Debatable with Gen whatever 8 or whatever Sword and Shield is. Yeah, 8.
Oh yeah, the ones we haven't played.
Yes, the steel bird looks pretty sick too. They definitely did a good thing with that bird, but
Hmm.
this guy kind of looks like a doofus. But I don't know what that stupid thing is on top of his head. But
The
he
old.
is S tier, and there's no
Yeah.
doubt about it. He learns close combat. I mean, he's just completely broken. He's a normal type, so he gets full value out of return. Um, it's about all. He has intimidate, so it's just completely broken. Okay, Bibral. Yeah, he's just not that good. He's just not that usable. I'll be honest. What do you think?
Yeah, I was gonna say either B or C. Nothing higher than that.
He's the only regional rodent with an actual type, like a different typing besides normal, which
Hmm.
is cool. But it doesn't really help me.
Yeah.
Uh,
Cricketune.
yeah, we'll just slot him
First
right there.
D-type
There's
Pokemon.
nothing really to talk about with this thing. I mean, you just don't want this Pokemon.
Yeah.
If
If you see
you're
that
playing a
one, you're
randomized,
probably not too happy.
if that's your encounter in a randomized Solok, that's you're not stoked about that.
Yeah.
Luxray is pretty good, but I don't know. I've kind of got mixed feelings about mixed special and physical attackers for electric types
Hmm.
because it's kind of difficult to decide what you want. Like he can use Thunderfang decently. I think his special attack is a little bit better, but he doesn't really get access to special moves
Hmm.
until way later. And by then it's like you're approaching the Elite Four anyway,
Yeah.
so there's no point. So we'll put him in the B tier because he's still
Hmm.
good. And you still
And
want
he's
it. Like
super cool. Let's be
he I
honest.
think he has access to Intimidate too, so which is
Yeah, I think
good.
he does.
Yeah. Um yeah, so I mean you'd definitely be happy to take him, but he's not. He looks super cool. So if I was going off looks, this used to be my favorite Gen 4 Pokemon when
Hmm.
I was a kid, just based off its looks. Um, Roserade is really freaking good,
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good.
and it can learn things like Shadow Ball too. But I mean, in a randomized case, you're probably not going to pick up a Shadow Ball TN. But either way, Giga Drain on Roserade is super strong. Special attacker is really
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Probably put in the A tier. Yeah, he's an A
Yeah,
tier.
he's an A
Come
tier.
on.
A tier.
Rampardos, not that great, to be honest. If he gets head smash, I mean, he's not that good. He's the worst he's one of the worst typings in the game. He's just Soul Rock type sucks. Um, he's not that good at anything. His moves are like Head Smash, which is a really strong move, but he doesn't learn it until later, and it's only good if he gets Rock Head or whatever the ability is, where you
Mm-hmm.
don't take coil damage.
What about his
This
counterpart?
This Pokemon's complete garbage. He's not as good. I don't know if he's willing to put him in a D tier because you can use him to pivot around going into some certain matchups because
Mm-hmm.
his defense and special defense is absurdly high, but he literally can't do anything
Yeah.
except tank hits. So that's about it.
Let's go for
Um,
those puppies.
yeah, Mothim is pretty ass. He's definitely no Butterfree. So we're just gonna slide him in there. He's
Yeah.
better than Kricketune. He learns like Gust, I guess, but
Mm-hmm. Are those other ones fully evolved? No.
these,
Yeah.
um, I actually don't know, but I don't really want to talk about them because
We can just
they're
chuck them in the
garbage.
D tier.
They're just garbage. I think this one's like a steel type, maybe a poison type. This one's a ground type. This one's a bug and a grass. So
Yeah,
if it's
just throw
bug
them all in the
grass,
D tier.
bug
Just
ground. All right, bug grass, bug steel, I guess would be in front, and then bug ground would probably be in front of the bug grass.
you had a
Uh,
Vespa Queen for a little bit, didn't you?
yeah, Vesper Queen's good. It's just super slow and it requires a lot of setup but you do have things like attack order, defend order, heal order, and then you can just pick up one attacking move. So
Mm-hmm.
like slash or something. Like if you want to
Yeah,
bug
yeah.
move, maybe X scissor if you can learn X scissor or aerial ace or something. And you could set up shop, but it's not. I mean, yeah, it's better than these three. It's more usable than these three.
Our second
Uh,
S tier Pokemon won the World Championships, apparently.
Pachirisu, really?
I think I
As
watched the
a
video, yeah.
as a as a support as a supporting Pokemon, yeah.
I think so.
Because it has access to Nuzzle and stuff. It's good. I guess it's decent in a non-restricted VGC format.
Yeah. You should watch that
But
video if you haven't. I think it's your favorite Pokemon guy goes into detail about that team.
oh really?
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
B or A, I don't really know.
No, it's not. It's
Yeah.
not.
It's
In
a
a
B tier.
randomized Solok scenario, yeah,
It's a B
it's
tier.
probably better than these, I guess,
Yeah.
because you can like paralyze things and whatever.
Yeah. So
But
bottom B
yeah,
tier. Bottom B tier.
there's
Look at that thing. Look at that thing.
no, it's not as good as it's not
No,
anywhere
no, no,
remotely as good
no.
as these.
What's this guy's name?
Floatzel though, Floatzel can be top of B tier for sure. I mean, it's frail, but it's really fast and it learns Ice Fang, which is useful. Doesn't really have any setup, but a fast water type. I mean, you can just go in, you can do damage, and
Mm-hmm.
I think it can learn U-turn too, which can be useful
Nice.
if if you get that access. I actually don't
That
know the
thing.
stat difference between these two,
One
but
is I do know this one
yeah.
actually.
So
So that one is if you
if it's
don't
in
have
the
Sunny Day.
yeah, no, I know, but I don't know what the stat difference is.
Oh
I
yeah.
think it might gain speed or something, or maybe this one's more defensive and this one's more offensive. Or, I don't know how its stats change, but as soon as Sunny Day gets whipped out, it goes from this into this. So we'll just use this as an example, and it's pretty garbage. It's not as usable. It's not as good as Pachirisu, but it's better than these three. Yeah. Do you agree? It just
Yeah.
doesn't learn anything. I mean, yeah, it's got solar beam. It's got one shot, one turn solar beam usage because assuming that this is out,
Mm-hmm.
Sunny Day's out, which means you can just solar beam right away. Gastrodon, yeah, we're gonna throw him right there. He's got one weakness, grass, easy to play around, really bulky. He's got great move selections with like Earth Power, Surf, and
Yeah,
he's
this
it
guy.
learns recover, and he learns recover. So it's like,
Oh, and you know we like those for cover spreads.
yeah, it's anything with cover is just completely broken. The evolved form of Apom, pretty garbage, but he does have Technician, so Technician makes him usable. Um,
Ooh,
Driftblim, not actually terrible, and he is a ghost
yeah,
type, so
I like it. I like it.
I'd probably put him here. He's not as good as these. Bottom of B tier, yeah. Lopunny is probably better than every single one of these. Better than you. Probably. I don't remember what its ability is, Lopunny.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
think it
no
might
idea.
be I think it might be Scrappy. So like Scrappy means that it can hit ghost types
Hmm.
with its normal and fighting moves.
That just makes it good.
Yeah, which makes it pretty good. So we'll put it there. Miss Magius is pretty good, but doesn't really have setup. But it's a fast, high special attacking ghost type, which is pretty solid. Honchkrow is really good. If you get super
Yeah.
luck Honchkrow, you can just Night Slash, or you could even set up uh because it learns, what is it called? Nasty Plot. So you can
Hmm.
Nasty Plot Dark Pulse or any special move that it gets access to.
That's pretty good.
Honchkrow is really good. It's probably better than Roserade, actually. Um, Perugly is not very good, but it's not terrible. It's better than these. I think it also has Scrappy, maybe. Or, no, it's got Cute Charm or something. Skuntank is one of the best typings in the game. It only has one weakness, and that's ground. Poison and Dark is a phenomenal typing. Uh, it's better than Driftblim, actually.
Yeah.
It's probably better than Miss Magius. It's
Hmm.
actually it's actually probably at
Yep.
the top of B tier,
Top of B tier.
just simply because of its typing. And it's got like Night Slash too, which makes it really good.
Hmm.
Bronzong S tier, if you get a Bronzong, it makes your life so easy,
Yeah.
so key. And it's a Gen 4 steel type, which means it has like 15 resistances of the
Hmm.
17 typings.
It's kind of like the new Metagross, that type of thing.
Yeah, but just not quite as
Right,
good.
right.
But
But it's
yeah.
like a Gen 4 version.
Yeah. Yeah, basically. Um, yeah. And it learns hypnosis and so these are all garbage. Chatot, pretty garbage. You don't
But the
really
top of the
want that
garbage.
Pokemon. Spiritomb, this is like Sableye, except it's way more usable than Sableye.
I'll put
I'm
that at the top.
honestly, no, I'm not putting it in the S tier because it doesn't really do damage, but it's a great pivot. It's pretty bulky. It can do damage. It's just got like mediocre stats, but its typing is so good. This is
Hmm.
before fairy types exist, so it has no super effective matchups, and it's just phenomenal. It's like
Yeah.
you get one of those in a Gen 4 randomized run, you definitely want to catch that
Hmm.
and put it on your team to pivot
All right.
through.
Top of the best Pokemon in the game.
Um. Okay. Well, first of all, this is not the top. Uh. Yeah, Gastron's definitely. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll put him. We'll put him at the top because yeah, he does
Yeah.
damage.
Enough said. Enough said.
Yeah. Lucario's pretty good. It's kind of a weird case though, because like early game, Lucario is a physical attacker, and then as it gains levels, it kind of transitions into being a special attacker.
Hmm.
So it learns like Aura Sphere, and
Yeah.
I think it learns Dark Pulse, and it learns Dragon Pulse, and even in Gen 4. And it might learn Calm Mind.
Hmm.
If not, you might be able to teach it, or you definitely could teach it Calm Mind. I don't know if it learns it actually. Um, but it's pretty phenomenal. It's probably gonna go up here. And it's
Yeah.
steel type, which makes it really good. It's actually probably gonna be right there. Yeah, I'd say so. Hippowdon. It's definitely better than the C tier, but I'd probably just cap it right there.
Hmm.
It's just a ground type, it's a sole ground type. It's got high attack, high defense. That's it. Really slow. Drapion is again a poison dart. but it's a much better than Skuntank, and it has a higher attack stat, higher defense stat, higher speed stat, and it's probably low key gonna be like up here. It's so good. You just have to play around earthquakes, and that's about it. Yeah, it's so good, and I think it gets sniper as an ability, which is can be super good if you get a crit. It's like 3 times damage, which is insane. Um, Toxicroak's not that good.
No, it's
Like,
not.
I don't know, right? It's just
Yeah, it's somewhere in
it's
the
like a
B tier.
mixed attacker, but it's a poison fighting type, and like most good poison moves in Gen 4 are special. Most good fighting moves are physical still, and it's just weak as hell. But I think it might get dry skin, which means you can use it as a water pivot.
Yeah,
So it will go in the B tier simply because it's a water pivot, but it's not that great. Put it
yeah,
like right there. Um, Carnivine is pretty garbage, I'm not gonna lie, but it's probably mm, right there.
yeah.
Right
I put
there.
him right below Pachirisu.
Pachirisu. No, it's not in front of this bad boy. That thing is that thing
Oh,
learns solar beam. One turn solar beams. Luminion or whatever. It's really fast. It learns ice beam, I think, which is pretty useful, but it's not really good stat wise. And but we'll put it in front of these guys.
yeah,
Actually,
that's
we'll put it
fine.
in front of Driftlin just because it learns ice beam, I think, which is really good. Um, Bomb of Snow. Garbage typing. Straight garbage. I mean, it's got good stats, but God, this type like grass and ice is horrible typing. Like you're pretty much weak to everything
hmm
except for dark ghost and psychic. And you have a weakness to everything else.
Back in the day, I
S-
did think this typing was pretty cool, but
It,
it's not
it's
good. It's just kind of cool.
it's horrible, but because it does have good stats, it's actually dude, it's probably actually in front of like it's actually probably in front of all of these because if you get this, you can definitely use it. It has snow warning,
Yeah,
which uh, which can just set up hail, so you can just slap blizzard on it and 100% accurate blizzards, which is cool. Oh, and here we go, the evolved form of Sneasel. This thing is S tier and it's
I
really
put it
good.
above the bird.
Really?
Yeah,
I guess it does have setup. Maybe I think it has setup. Yeah, it can learn hone claws. So it has setup. Not that you're really gonna get access
hmm
to setting up because it's so weak.
yeah.
Magnezone, phenomenal Pokemon. We're throwing it bottom of F tier for now. Licky Licky,
We got some big
complete,
boys coming in.
complete garbage Pokemon. I actually don't know anything about this Pokemon, but look at it. Like it looks worse than Lickitung, and Lickitung looked bad. And
Yeah.
that thing is disgusting looking.
hmm
So
Yeah, if you know
I'm just
anything
gonna,
about this Pokemon, let us know in the comments.
yeah, no, I've never used a Lickitung. Lickitung was also like a really rare Pokemon back in the day when I was
hmm
a kid playing Pokemon. So I
Yeah.
never really
If this
played
was
any
my tier
places.
list, these next three Pokemon, S tier. Straight up. This used to
Uh,
be my favorite Pokemon.
really?
Yeah,
Oh,
because
I think it's really ugly.
yeah, but I mean, come on, that thing's cool.
It's an armored rhino.
And that's because
Yeah, it is
Rhydon was my
good.
favorite.
It used to be like a good competitive option in Pokemon, but
hmm
I'll be honest with you, its typing sucks. Its typing completely hinders it. You walk this into a water or grass move and
Yeah,
it's
so just
dead.
don't walk into a water or grass with easy salt.
Yeah, but the thing about well, grass moves are easy to play around, but water moves are sometimes pretty hard to play around.
All right, I'll put it at the bottom of A tier. fine. You're
Even
pretty
like
good
ice
still.
moves, you walk this into an ice move, and it's just
It can
yeah,
it can
but
tank it. It can
it
tank it.
is a phenomenal attacking Pokemon. Same with Tangrowth. Tangrowth is actually it's actually probably better than Roserade stat wise. It doesn't have good setup though, but it can like power whip, which is really good. Giga Drain.
Hmm.
Hyperior has like Hammer Arm, Earthquake, Rock Slide. All the good moves. Electivire is probably the best case of any of them because he's got super high speed. So you just slap a strong electric move on him, and he can definitely do his job. Magmortar is definitely a lot worse. I yeah, Magmortar is probably there. Right? Yeah, I think that makes sense. Rhyperior is probably the best of all four, but he's just you
Yeah, just
can't.
put him up there. Put him up there.
Actually,
Yeet.
no, Magnezone is easily the best of all of them, but okay, whatever. We can just throw him up there just because he does one-shot shit pretty handily. As long as he just won't move first. But oh, and then we've got Toga Kiss, which is not a fairy type in this generation, so
True.
it's pretty garbage. But it's gonna be top of A sphere because it still learns like Aura Sphere, uh, Air Slash, and it has Serene Grace, which is really good.
Nice.
Yon Mega is actually a really good Pokemon. Um, it's a bug flying special attacker with tinted lens, so it's not very effective moves are essentially effective moves. So yeah, tinted lens just means you
Mm,
can't do not very effective damage.
gotcha.
Um, it's a really good Pokemon. It's definitely better than all of these. It's super fast. Or it might have speed boost actually. I don't know. It might have the ability speed boost. But yeah. Leafeon, so good. Such a good Pokemon. This is S tier, just straight up S tier. Leaf Blade. Well, maybe not because it doesn't learn Leaf Blade until way later, but it learns Sword Stance and it learns Razor Leaf, and just those two moves alone make it S tier. So
Hmm.
it's actually probably in front of this Pokemon, in front of this Pokemon, not in front of that. Yeah, I mean, and that Pokemon's so good. It's got good speed too, because the problem with a lot of the evolutions is their speed sucks, but not this one. It's got 95 base speed, and it's got 130 defense, 110 base attack. So it's really good. But this one, on the other hand, is not very good. And it's also an ice type, which makes it one of the worst types in the game. Uh, yeah, Glaceon just doesn't have anything good going for it, to be honest.
Hmm.
But it still is really strong. It just doesn't get to move first. It'll never move first. Its speed sucks. And its special attack is really good. And its defense and special defense are okay, but it's just its speed sucks. And it doesn't learn any. No, it does learn good ice moves. It doesn't learn Ice Beam, though, which is kind of what you want out of an ice Pokemon. If an ice Pokemon doesn't learn Ice Beam and doesn't have Snow Warning like this one, it doesn't really have a lot of good usage. I am this bad boy, on the other hand. Do you know where this
Good
is going,
Pokemon.
Michael?
Let's go in an S tier.
Yeah.
That might be the second best Pokemon in the game.
Yeah, it's going right there. It's disgustingly good. Its typing is actually phenomenal. Ground and flying is a really good typing. You just got to play around ice types. Um, its defense is super high. It has poison heal, which is gross. Like if you can somehow like set up this Pokemon so it's poison going into fights, and then give it leftovers, it's healing like an eighth of its health per turn. Plus, it's bulky. Plus, it learns Sword Stance. and then it doesn't even matter. You get Swords Dance, I think it learns like Rock Slide, Earthquake, Fly, Aerial it, like it doesn't even matter. You're just gonna one shot everything, given enough setup. Mamoswine, really good Pokemon.
Yeah, good mom.
He's gonna go. Yeah, he's nah, dude. Rhyperior is just not that good. I'm sorry, but that Pokemon doesn't. He doesn't deserve. We can put him in front of these three, but I'm looking
Yeah,
at these Pokemon and
that's what I meant when I said put it up there. I just
yeah,
meant in front of those, but you put it next to it. It's like, yeah, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm fine with that.
yeah. No, Rhyperior is completely out of place being next to these Pokemon. Um, yeah, no. This guy's really good. He's not like terribly slow. He's slow, but he's not like horribly slow. He's got good defense, good attack, Earthquake, Avalanche. Good moves.
Just good moves. Just good.
Um, see, where are we? Oh, Porygon Z. Yeah, we'll see. We have our new king of the D tiers. Actually, I don't know, dude. I don't really know anything about the Porygons, but
Nah, I put him
I don't
above D tier, but
really.
just because
Yeah,
look at the D tier, dude. Look at that, dude. That's not a place you want to be, dude.
yeah, true. He's probably he's probably in front of
Yeah,
Licky
I'd put him
Licky.
above. Oh yeah, I put him
Actually,
above
I don't even know
Licky.
how Licky Licky got here. Licky Licky's not better than any of these. Bibarel, I would definitely take a Bibarel over a Licky Licky.
Take a lot of
Um,
stuff over Licky.
yeah, and then we've got Glade. Glade is
Cool
it's
Pokemon
just
right there.
yeah, it's just phenomenal. It's got setup, it's got Swords Dance, it's got like every high crit ratio move in the game, like
Mm-hmm.
Psycho Cut or whatever. Uh, what else? Night Slash, Leaf Blade. It learns Leaf Blade. Like what? Um, and something else. Oh, Slash, and possibly a fighting move. Oh, Close Combat too.
Yeah, it's just a
So
good
I
one.
mean, it's really good. Probopass, a really good tanky Pokemon, Steel and Rock. But what makes him phenomenally so he's basically the same stat as this guy, but what makes him so much better is he learns electric moves, and he's
Yeah.
kind of a special attacker. I mean, his special attack isn't good, but it's better than his physical attack. But he can learn things like Thunder Wave and Discharge, which makes him a heck of a lot better. It makes him a really good utility Pokemon to have on the team.
Mm-hmm.
Pivot through, paralyze something, get speed control.
Yeah, definitely A tier.
Yeah, I actually think he's better than that. He's better than that. He's actually better than all these guys. Yeah, like I would use him before I use anything else before him.
Mm-hmm.
But I would definitely take a Honchkrow over it. Yeah. Dusknoir, sadly, not as good as his pre-evolution.
Which we went
Actually,
over.
yeah. Yeah, we've already been over this Pokemon. If you evolve it, Eviolite doesn't work, and he actually loses stat without his Eviolite on Dusclops.
Yeah,
So
so
we'll
C
put him
tier.
top of C tier because he still has like Ice Punch, Fire Punch. He gets a little bit of attack, but you're not using that Pokemon for offensive capability anyways. Frostlass is pretty much the same as Miss Magius, but it's a Ghost Ice, which honestly makes it less useful. So we'll put it there. But it's still really fast and it's got, it's
Mm-hmm.
good moves.
Especially in a blizzard,
Rotom's
right?
ye yeah, it learns Blizzard.
Because I think doesn't when it's in a blizzard, doesn't
Oh yeah,
Psychic
it's got
miss?
Snow
Yeah,
Cloak. It's got yeah, Snow Cloak. Which surprisingly does nothing when you have the Pokemon, but it like you can't hit it when the other trainer has the Pokemon.
yeah.
So um, I kind of just want to do Rotom, but
Yeah, because I
essentially
think that's
Rotom is Ghost Electric, and then Rotom Heat I think is Electric and Fire,
but they're
and
not
then
in Gen 4,
Rotom
are they?
yeah they are.
Oh, they are.
Rotom Wash is Water and Electric. Rotom Refrigerator is Ice and Electric. Rotom Fan is Flying and Electric. And then Rotom Mower is Grass and Electric. And we'll just use this one because they're pretty much all the same. I mean, they get different moves, but I don't know. This is more of like a supporting Pokemon, to be honest. You don't really use this Pokemon in solo format, I'd say, but it's
Yeah.
pretty decent. I'd take it probably over every one of these Pokemon, but not before
Hmm.
any one of these. And I guess
That's
the
fair.
same. I
Yeah,
guess the
we'll
same
just
for all of these.
yeah, all the road tops will just be where the first
Yeah,
one is.
yeah.
Legendaries. Or
Um,
mythics, I guess, right?
yeah, the three mythics. So we're on to these.
I was never a huge fan of these mythics.
No, and I actually forget their stat distribution. I know this one's the highest special attack.
Scroll down a little bit so I can see. Yeah,
Oh, oh yeah, this one's the highest special attack. Uh, this one's the bulkiest. I mean, they're all pretty much the same. They're all equally
yeah,
like good Pokemon, but they're not like. I'd definitely be happy if they were on my team,
yeah.
but I don't think they're
Oh,
phenomenal.
I don't know
Like,
if
they don't
they'd
really
be
get
above those guys.
set up. I'd probably be right in here.
Yeah, that's fine.
And I think in order it would probably go that one, and then this one,
Mm-hmm.
and then
The yellow one.
where'd it go? Where'd it go? This one. Uxie. So it's Mesprit, the pink one I don't know. Azelf, Mesprit, Uxie,
Yeah, that's right.
or something. Yeah. One is yeah. I mean,
Legendaries.
no, we won't do those ones yet. We'll do Regigigas. Regigigas is pretty bad, I'm not gonna lie. It's like I wouldn't be super stoked if he was on my team. If you can somehow keep him out for 3 turns, maybe set up or
Yeah, they
something.
just wanted to mess with people. I think when
I
they
don't
made this
think he
thing.
has any setup moves though, so like this Pokemon's just complete garbage.
Yeah, yeah.
This Pokemon's not
It's just a
good.
tank. It's just a tank.
Yeah, and then after 3 turns, then it becomes really good, but you're probably gonna be dead in 3 turns even with a
Yeah.
Pokemon like that. Uh, Heatran. Fire and Steel, very good typing. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
like it.
sure it's got good stats. Um, probably better
Yep.
than Leafeon.
Yep.
Yeah, but yeah. Actually, mm, yeah,
Yeah.
it's probably, mm,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's probably good. It's really powerful Pokemon. Doesn't really have the best Steel moves, but
Hmm.
got some really good Fire moves. Cresselia, yeah, this Pokemon's broken.
It's good.
So we're
It's
gonna
good
slot it
Pokemon.
right in there. Recovery, Soul Psychic type, which means it's only got like 3 weaknesses, of which are pretty uncommon. And it's also super bulky. It's a phenomenal Pokemon. Uh, these
Landorus.
I literally don't know anything about. I'm willing to. I know one's the evolved form, so I'm gonna
Scroll
assume
down a
that
bit
this
so I can
one.
see.
I'm gonna assume that this one's the evolved form. It's like
Correct.
Manaphy
Correct. It
and
is.
and I don't think it's very good. Like it might be kind of bulky,
Yeah.
but
We can just put
it's
it bottom
nothing.
of A tier because we don't know. And it
Yeah,
is a
it's
mythic,
better.
so
Yeah, I mean, stat wise, it's got 600 stat, but I just don't think it's very good.
Shaman.
Um,
I like Shaman.
all right,
I like Shaman.
wait. Okay, we'll do Shaman. Shaman and Shaman Sky form. We'll do Shaman first. Shaman,
Yeah.
really good Pokemon. It actually has good setup. It's got Leech Seed. It's got like Drains,
Growth, magical
and
leap.
then yeah, and then it's got Magical Leaf. It's really good, and it's
Yeah.
got freaking Seed Flare, but you probably won't ever get to the Seed Flare point in a random Nuzlocke because you have
Yeah.
to be level 100. But this Pokemon is absolutely phenomenal. I'd actually probably put it in the S tier, to be honest. It's
Yeah.
probably in
I
front of
do the same.
Leafeon. No, it's actually better.
Looks a bit out of place, but yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I know. Look at that tiny little thing. 600 base stat, really good recovery, really good setup. I mean, phenomenal Pokemon. Now, Shaman Skyform is the exact same Pokemon, but it has one flying attack as well. And
We
also
don't.
In Gen 4, growth doesn't just raise your special attack one stage, it raises your attack and your special attack, which means that this Pokemon benefits because I think the
Which is
flying
good.
move it gets, or maybe the flying move it gets is also special. It might just have Air Slash, which means that it benefits from special attacking, but either
Oh,
way, it's got an air move, which this one doesn't, so it just makes it better. And flying doesn't really give it that many weaknesses as
mhm.
a grass type. In fact, it pretty much helps it, except you just gotta play around ice moves.
Yep.
Okay, that's done. Um, Arceus, I've literally never used this Pokemon. I
Yeah.
don't actually really know. I know it's phenomenal, but I don't think it's that
Yeah. Never used
usable.
it.
Like you have to like
Probably
put
has to.
plates on it, which gives it a typing. It's kind of annoying. But apparently it was the first ever Pokemon, which is shocking. Darkrai, this Pokemon is super underwhelming in a
Yeah.
randomized Nuzlocke.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
had this thing and I was super stoked that I got it. One, its ability is not actually that great. It like is just chip damage when the Pokemon that you're facing is asleep. And it's really fast. It's got really good stats,
Mhm.
but it doesn't learn any special moves. It learns like quick attack, pursuit. Sure, it starts out with ominous wind, but everything after ominous wind is all physical moves. And then you can teach it dark pulse, but like when are you gonna get dark pulse? It's not that good.
Yeah.
It's honestly, it's like it's really underwhelming. Like I'd rather have these, to be honest.
Yeah. Chuck it
I
there.
would
That's fine.
I would take every single one of these Pokemon before I take a Darkrai in Gen 4. Unless I had a
Yeah.
Dark Pulse TM, in which case then I'd be, up here. But we're
Yeah.
we're trying to be realistic for the scenario. Then we have the three legendaries. I mean,
Just chuck them up in the S tier.
just
We already know where this
mindlessly,
is going,
just
dude.
mindlessly throw them up here. Yeah. And the question is, which one is best? Which
Garchomp.
how would you, oh, you actually think Garchomp is better? I mean, yeah, because Earthquake is phenomenal. But as far as between the
I
three of these, which one do you
I
think
think
is the best?
Palkia is better than Dialga. I've never
Really?
actually I've never actually used Giratina.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, as far as typing, actually, yeah, you're right. You're right. Water Dragon is a phenomenal typing in Generation pre-Gen 6 because the only super effective move on you is a Dragon type move.
Mhm.
And Spatial Rend, which is this signature move, it has a high crit rate. It's like 90 power, 100 accuracy, and it has a high crit rate. Whereas Roar of Time, which is this signature move, it is 150 power, 90 accuracy, but it's like Hyper Beam, so you can't move on the next turn, which
Yeah.
is not great. And then Giratina, I don't even know what Giratina's signature move is. It's like some stupid. Giratina's it's really good typing. Ghost and Dragon is really good. There's only
Mhm.
been two Pokemon of that type and to up to today. But yeah, I just don't think it's nothing to write home about for a
Right.
legendary. When I think of legendary Pokemon, I think of like
Charizard.
Charizard. I think of like Suicune,
Mhm.
Raikou.
The
Pokemon to
birds.
write home about. Yeah, the birds. The birds are dope. Zapdos. And that's it. That's our Gen 4 tier
Mhm.
list right there.
Hope you enjoyed.
Yeah. All right. Take care, everybody. See you on the next tier list.
Peace.
And check out our randomized solo ops. Peace, peace.